Hey, sisters and misters. Hey, it's Liz. It's it's Saturday. It's noon, and it's Liz, and it's the premiere, if you can believe it, of season 17, which means I've been at this for 17 weeks, and you know why. And but this season, I'm going way out on a limb. I told you last week I was going to try something riskier, and it's pizza on the grill because I was talking to my friends, Chris and Chris, who live here in Central Oregon, and they're just all about pizza on the grill now. And we were having a nice socially distanced drink, and it was pizza story after pizza story. I was like, well, I can probably try this. And then I mentioned it to Lian and Julie, and they said, oh, yeah. Lian said, I do that all the time. Julie said, Claire Danzy, she has a great pizza on the grill recipe. You should check out Claire's recipe. So I did, and I thought, okay, I can do that. And then all of a sudden, everywhere I looked, everybody was doing it. Did you see this? This is, you know, the O magazine cover. I had already decided to do it when I saw that Oprah was also doing it. So then it was in the New York Times. I posted that in the Satellite Sisters Facebook group, and I just thought, okay, I'm going for it. I, Claire says you can do this as long as you believe in yourself. So I think that's what Cooking with Liz is really all about: is answering the question, do I? Really going for a few things and learning some new skills. Learning. So, okay, so today, the premiere is always the mise en place episode. So I would consider today sort of a technique shakedown. I think that's what we're doing today. Um, and can I really do the dough? Can I really get it on the grill? Can I really get it off the grill? So we're going to do like a mini test because the test batch thing is really working for me as my own personal technique. And then tomorrow I will do the full on pizza pie. You'll see it all. And it's going to be the big size pie. And I will also have a guest taster, a super VIP guest taster will come out of Liz's tasting shed. Now, if you are a subscriber to the new Satellite Sisters newsletter, Pep Talk, um, then you would already know who tomorrow's guest taster is. But if you haven't signed up for that newsletter yet, well, you're just going to have to wait and see. And if you want to sign up for that newsletter, you just go to satellitesisters.com and it will pop up and you can sign up. It's a once a week newsletter, just something to make everyone feel connected, stay connected, keep each other's spirits up. So Lian released the last one just what day is it today? Saturday? Yesterday. Yesterday, the first one came out and the guest taster's identity was revealed. But anyway, so tomorrow you get the full pie. So, okay, so this is the technique shakedown. I have already turned on the grill, so I'm going to show you this over here. So here we go. You've met Tuscany in the past. We've done other things here. So this is already super hot. It's already up to 400 degrees. I'm waiting till it gets to 500. I think. Claire said to be sure to clean it well. So remember, I had this hack from a previous season. I forget which one. So I cleaned it off with that and then with the scrub brush. So as soon as I'm ready with all this other stuff, it's going to be good to go. Okay, now, so Claire says the three secrets are the grill needs to be screaming hot. So, okay, waiting for that. You need to believe in yourself. Waiting for that. And then you need to keep the toppings simple. So that's why her recipe, which is all posted in the Facebook group, and you can just Google it, is the toppings are prosciutto and arugula. So, and then obviously tomato sauce and cheese. So I've got that all standing by. But the number one, the top decision you have to make is the pizza dough. So Claire, in her YouTube video where she makes it, she didn't make her own dough. She had store-bought dough. So I decided I was going to go with that. And then I went back to my original pizza experts, Chris and Chris, and they sent me, Chris, it's Chris, married to Chris. So Chris sent me this review that she found online, that it was a blind tasting of all kinds of store-bought pizza doughs. And the winner, believe it or not, was this. I was surprised too. I think everyone's surprised. Even in the review, it says blah, 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 blah. Pillsbury's pizza dough was truly the dark horse winner of the bunch. First things first, the dough is not sexy. It comes in a tube, but I'm going to enjoy the tube part. That's what Chris said. She said you'll enjoy just cracking the tube open too, and uh, and all of these testers they praised it for its slightly sweet taste and good amount of salt, and it was like a, in fact, when the brand was revealed to our tasters, no one believed it. Okay, so believe it. So I think this is really the first thing I have to do is get this open. Okay, so you know how you do this. You know, if you probably remember this from, or maybe you do this. I've just never done it before. So you crack this on the edge and the top comes off, right? So I'm going to try this. Okay, let me give it a few more tries. Okay, hang on. I'm going to try it against the edge of the table. It might be. Whoa, okay. Okay, sorry you missed that because that was super awkward. So now we have, here we go. We have the whole thing. God, I can't believe that whole thing split open. I didn't know it did that. I thought just the top was supposed to pop off. Okay, so as Claire says, sometimes getting the dough out of the container. So what I'm going to do, because today is only a technique check, it's a test batch, I'm going to cut this in half. So the pizza I make today is just going to be a mini for me. So hang on, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to cut that here. And then, so now I have, okay, so now I have this. And so now I have to flatten this out. Okay, so Claire said make sure this has been out of the fridge for a while because otherwise the dough can get, resistant. You need it to be kind of room temp, which this totally is. I don't know that this is going to be a circle. She had a rolling pin. I do not own a rolling pin, but just to be safe, because I thought I might screw this up. I got a few more of these, so I thought I could even do this, right? Okay. And I know some of you sent me a lot of really useful notes. Some of you talked about parchment paper. She said just put some flour on there. Okay, well, this is not going to be a round pizza, but she said that's okay. Her word is artisanal. So I could try to. Okay, I got to keep the action moving here so that we don't run out of time. Okay, so voila. Not exactly pizza shape, but taste the same, Okay, so the next big thing she said is make sure the grill has to be screaming hot. I mentioned that. And then you have to make sure it's really covered with some oil. She uses Pam, but I had this avocado oil here. So I'm going to use this because this says right on it that it's for high heat cooking, which I think that's what's happening here, people. So the high heat. No, she says stand back because there could be flames. So let's see. Oh, and look, I don't know if you can see this, but we're over 500 degrees here on the grill. So that should be good. Ooh. Okay, wish me luck. Yeah. Okay. I might want to see him back a little further. Uh-oh. That did not happen in Claire's video. Okay, well, it's all fire, right? So, okay, So now I know I'm cheating Claire because I'm doing the mini because it's hard. She said this is the confidence of throwing the whole thing on the grill. So you're going to see that tomorrow. Today I just wanted to go through all the steps once. Okay, so I'm just going to, okay, so, okay. All right, now I'm supposed to set the, oh, put the top down. You know, I do that with all of my recipes. You notice I always forget to put the top down. Okay, I'm going to set a timer. Oh, I wanted to show you, by the way, Claire has a new book coming out at the end of September. She's going to come on Satellite Sisters, but here's the cover. Isn't that a beautiful cover? And you can pre-order it now, so we totally recommend that you do that. Anyway, so, okay, now that I showed you that, I'm going to set the timer, give it, okay. And so here's the deal. So you cook it on one side, then shed large tongs, you flip it over, and then you quickly start putting the toppings on. But first, you just put the sauce first, and then the cheese, and then you let that get all melty. And so I've got the sauce here. I will admit it's store-bought sauce. Claire said that's okay. Everything is from Safeway, so I got this. If my test is successful, I might even make a batch of Mama Capra's marinara sauce tonight, and I can use that tomorrow on the major pizza pie. And if anyone knows the difference between pizza sauce and marinara sauce, I would be curious to know because I have no idea. So okay, we're ready. So we got the sauce here, and then the cheese. I'm in Oregon. You know how I feel about the Tillamook cheese. I mean, I buy it wherever I am, but I'm especially happy. Whoop, that's already a minute. Okay. Okay, let's cancel that. So I have the Tillamook mozzarella. So, and that's in this bowl. So let's, you know, I'm bad about opening the oven too much, but okay, I'm just going to give it a little bit more. Hang on. I'll get the, okay. This is a precarious angle now that I have my laptop up. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Okay. It's a little burned on one side, but that's what a test batch is for, people. But super good on the other side. I think that could be where the actual flames were. Okay, so now, oh, now's when I start putting things on. Okay, that didn't take long, right? That's why you have to have everything at the ready. So I wish I had my Big Betty spoon, but I don't. You know, that's home in Santa Monica. So now you start putting the sauce on. I like a lot of sauce. Claire said she likes a lot of sauce too. And then you put the cheese on. Okay, it's kind of, as you can see, you see it kind of spilling off the side there? Maybe a little, maybe I went overboard with the sauce. Okay. This looks a tiny bit thick, like I might have rolled it out a little bit more, but as we know, that's what a test batch is for, right? So it'll be perfect for my VIP taster tomorrow. Okay. Now, she said, so put the cheese on. Now, the next most important thing, which I consider the step I would be most likely to forget, was turn it down to low. Okay. This one I can probably just turn off entirely. And then you close it again. You give it a little more time. Okay, Luann likes the Pillsbury crust. Yeah, I never would have thought of that. Yeah, again, with the one store rule, you got to go with what's there, and they had plenty of Pillsbury. Oh, Kathleen says I have to peel the wrapper off first. See, this is IRT corrections in real time. I appreciate it. Okay, so now as soon as this is done, that's when I put on the arugula and the prosciutto. So that's so funny that the one thing they just never thought to do was peel the package. Okay, learning. So the thing about these toppings is Claire says it's important for her recipe to keep the toppings simple, and these you just lay on top um, after it's kind of done cooking, and then it just warms up. But you don't have more toppings. You have to go. Whoop. Okay. Okay. Now my timer just went off again. So okay, I'm gonna let that. Okay, just gonna let that melt a little bit more. Okay, so let's see. What else did I want to explain here? I think that's pretty much it. So this is a revelation. But I've cornered the market on this. I did buy quite a few. And okay, and did I bring out? No, I did not bring out a nice plate to put it on, but that's okay. You can watch me dress it up um, when it's still on the grill. So let's see. Pizza sauce usually has a more thick consistency than marinara. Interesting. Thank you, Anne. Okay. Okay, we're good now. Can you see that? I wish I could get this. Let me see if I can move the whole thing closer. Okay, so now what happens? See the. Now you put the prosciutto on, because obviously prosciutto is meant to be raw, right? You don't have to cook this through. Put this on in little pieces. You know, what I like about this whole concept is that it's totally customizable for you. You know, how much sauce do you like? How much prosciutto do you like? It's all totally up to you. Okay, let me just get these all kind of stuck together. Oh, here we go. Okay. You know what? If I had a real show, well, if I had a real sous chef, the sous chef would have peeled all the plastic off this first. There's a lot of plastic in this container. Okay, so we got that going on. We got that. Okay. So, can you see that? Okay, I'm very excited about that. Okay, so now you just let that warm up a little bit, and then a little bit of the arugula. Oh, now my sous chef is here. What are you doing down there, man? Whoop. Okay. Well, that's not good. Well, the arugula should not be this hard. Oh, wow. Maybe just a little bit more, but I think she said arugula is nice and like herby, as Julie would say, herb it up. Um, yeah, Claire says it has the nice herbaceous. Okay, so that's what that looks like now. The long and narrow. There's probably another word for that besides pizza, but we're calling it pizza. Claire said it doesn't matter what shape it is. Okay, so now I'm going to put it over here back on the table. And let's see if it, oops, long tongs. Let's see if I can lift it up. Okay. Stuck a little, but not too much. Okay. Wow. Wowee. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh my God, look at that. So you can't even see my face as I'm saying, wow, look at that. But okay. That looks pretty tasty, does it not? So I'm suspicious about the thickness of my crust. So let me cut this in half. I'll just cut a little end off. How about that? Okay, so that's what it looks like. Sorry, I took a bite while you were looking. Wow. Okay, let me pick this up again. Mm-mm. Oh, hold on. I forgot the finishing steps. It just looks so delicious I started eating it. In Claire's actual recipe, she says the best thing to do then is add a little bit of lemon juice. So, here we go. Doing that. Just a little bit of lemon juice. She had a lot more arugula on than I did, so I think that's why she liked the lemon juice. And a tiny bit of olive oil. And and a little salt. Okay. I put some lemon juice on the piece I was already eating. Okay, so you can see that. Okay, see, I lost focus there for a second because it looks so delicious. Okay, so let me see if it makes a difference to have that little squeeze of lemon on it. Mmm, mm-mm, wow, it does make a difference. Okay, now I'll confess, it also looks perfect, but it's a little dark. But I prefer it super crunchy. Super crunchy. Okay. Mm-mm. Okay, Marcia, I know you're concerned the big bottle of wine is still around. It doesn't always sit out here. I have been moving it inside, except as a stage decoration. I'm waiting for the perfect time to serve it, and I was thinking maybe with my special guest taster tomorrow, that would be the time to crack open the rosé. So we could be very close to actually drinking that rosé. Mm. Okay. Wow. I can see why people who make this, I mean, Claire says it's like you feel like you'll have a superpower once you know how to do this. Well, I know tomorrow will be much harder because it will be bigger. So let me just look at some of your comments and see if, okay, who needs a plate? I know, Elise. It's just me. I think that's one of the quarantine advantages is you're usually alone. You don't need a plate. Mm, yeah. Okay. Cheryl, I don't want warm toppings. I want hot toppings. I think I'll stay with the oven pizza. Hmm. You could obviously you could be cooking things on the grill that are super hot, and then you put them on top of the pizza. This is just Claire's approach. There's a lot of grilled pizza recipes out there, and try some fresh basil. That would be good. Let's see what else. Mm-mm-mm. Next one, roll the dough thinner. I think you're right, Arlene. It's tasty, but I was in too much of a hurry. That's always my problem. I go through the steps too quickly. So, mm-mm-mm. Uh, let's see. Uh-uh-uh. I know you're all trying to figure out how to improve my production. Me too. The problem is because it's live, you can't have two cameras. Yeah, it's just very complicated. Anyway, so far. Casey, you think Hooper needs a bit of prosciutto? Mm, maybe. So how did the dough not burn? Well, I think, well, mine did, obviously. Cheryl, so mine did a little bit. But I think if you have enough of the oil on the grill, that's what Claire says, just make sure the grill is good and oiled up, then it doesn't stick. And plus it's thick. I mean, mine is thick. It's supposed to be thin. And maybe that helps. I don't know. Spatula tomorrow, Heidi Murray. Mm-hmm. That's a good tip. It looks super fancy. Yeah, I think it's way fancier than you would think. And mine is a pizza, exactly, or a pizzette. I just did a mini for the test, but tomorrow, I think the hardest thing is to get the whole piece of dough up and onto the grill in some pizza-like shape. So, okay, when we grill pizza, we roll out, brush the dough with olive oil, then flip oil side down for just a minute. Okay, you know my policy is the first time through to try to follow the recipe. And so that's what I was trying to do. And I watched the video, Claire's video, several times to make sure that I knew her steps. Now that I've done it once, I feel like I can experiment a little bit more. Um, and Sue says, I bet you can get the crust thinner if you turn it by hand in the air. Okay. Now that you mention that, Claire did do some of that. Anyway, okay, let's see. We suggest you half the lemon and put it on the grill for added taste. Okay, you guys have so many anchovies, Arlene. Oh yeah. Okay. Um, many suggestions for tomorrow. I'm going to take this all in, and by tomorrow, it's the full pizza pie, um, and uh, and a real taster because obviously I made it. I think it tastes delicious, but a real taster might have a different POV. So I'm going to be back here at noon tomorrow. Um, I've already learned a few things, starting with peel the paper off the container, but luckily I got plenty more where that came from. So learning, yes. Delicious pizza, yes. Um, this is one of my tastiest test batches ever, and super fun, fast. I like the speed. So that's it. I'm going to leave you here. See you back here at noon tomorrow, and as always, peace and sauce, sisters and misters.